Good morning to you. It's Friday the 28th of December 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk. Coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. I've had a lovely breakfast. I've been sneezing a lot this morning. So if I start, I might have picked up a minor cold. I don't get man flu. You see some of these, strapping blokes, whatever age they are. Oh yeah, I'm a real man. And then, I've got man flu. I'm gonna die. No, I don't get those. Pathetic. That's what I'm not well today. I can't do anything. Can you bring me my tea? And can you do? Oh, aren't they pathetic, girls? People with man flu. Absolutely pathetic. Let's say hello to some early people, nice and early this morning. Good morning to Coco Bungie. Good morning, Coco Bungie, who writes, "Hi Chris, love your videos and I'm a very long-term viewer. I believe for well over 10 years. How can you put up with listening to this old crap for 10 years, dear? I fainted myself the other day. I bored myself to tears. I bored myself." She says, "In that time, I've lived through many of life's traumas, the traumas that we all eventually have to face. Your broadcasts on everyday life have helped me greatly in getting through and back to reality, especially at the moment. I feel this is the time of year when one should express their thanks for help one receives. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's strange that I've been planning for many years on settling in Lincolnshire sometime in the future, as I have friends there, and I was astonished when you bought a caravan there. I'm getting a feel for the place, so I'm now getting a feel for the place through you. Take care and have a happy and contented New Year. And for your information, I am female." Yeah, sometimes this is excuse me. This is this is the trouble with kind of handles and nicknames and things like that. When you see like Mary, it's a woman. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you see John, it's probably a bloke. When you see Coco Bungie, that one's a bit difficult. How can you tell whether it's a man or a bloke? In fact, when I used to be on CB radio years ago, thank you ever so much for that kind comments that you made there. When I was on CB radio, my handle on there, my name was Matchbox, so you wouldn't really know whether it was male or female until you started listening to me. But then again, there were some people that sound like blokes. Well, there were women that sound like blokes, and there were blokes that sound like women. I'm glad I'm not one of those, dear. I'm a real man. I'm a real man sitting here before you this morning. Some of you are probably a little bit intimidated by my butchness, aren't you? Be honest. Some of you are a bit intimidated by my butchness this morning, aren't you? I am astonished at something that happened yesterday, and I'll come to that a little bit later on in the show, okay? But meantime, let's go over onto our messaging system and say good morning to the delightful Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning. You get the first message in on Facebook Live tomorrow. As John Parrish says, "Hi, Petal. Petal? Wouldn't you call a woman Petal? I hope I'm not coming across as feminine, John. How outrageous are you? Petal? How rude. I'm offended. We're offended. We're all offended." Oh, hello, Petal. How are you, John? All right. Do you know, if it was only 20 years ago, I'd fancy you. But I don't know now because you're old. Go away. Morning, John. Hello to Steve, David, Christopher Murray. Good morning, Steve. I'm cross-referencing on here because sometimes the messages don't always come up on this side. Victis Humphrey is in the house. Good morning, Victis, from Victis Radio, who's out of the truck. He's taken a little leak out of the truck, haven't you, John? Good morning. Sorry, Victis. Morning, Victis. Johnny Key. Good morning, Johnny. Morning, Chris and gang. Good morning, Johnny. I'm going backwards and forwards here. It's probably easier to just read off the Facebook ones off here, I think, rather than trying to keep going backwards and forwards, because they don't all come up in front of me. That's why you get missed messages sometimes. Sometimes people send, in particular Ray. I don't know why. Ray Reynolds' messages often don't come through, and we can't work out why. I know he sends them because after I finish the show, I always check back to see what has come up and what hasn't. And there's Ray's messages. They didn't come up in front of me here, but they do come up like on here. So it's a bit, I don't know if they're ever going to sort that out, to be honest. Good morning to Paul. Morning, Paul. Good morning to you, sir. Nice to see you the other day when we were having our little afternoon meal in that dreadful restaurant. Oh, it was. I didn't enjoy that food. Luckily, we're not really there for the food anyway. It's the company. The company was fantastic. But the food, no. We went to this Brazilian restaurant in London. And it was just, I don't know. It was a bit slapdash in there, wasn't it? Slapdash. Slapdash. I like those words. Slapdash. There we go. Good morning to Ray Reynolds, who's coming in this evening. Good morning, Ray. I know why that is, Ray. It's too much, isn't it? 2 weeks with no karaoke with me, isn't it? I mean, I expect you go to other karaokes. You know, perish the thought that you would have such a good time there, which is very, very doubtful, dear. But good morning, Ray, and I'll see you tonight. I'll be there on time, as always. Good morning to William Broughton in Sydney, in Australia. He was on Manly Beach the other day, which is to get to Manly Beach, you have to get a ferry from, like, Sydney, sort of the town there. I'm going to keep sniffing today. I have got a bit of a cold, never mind. You have to get a ferry to Manly, and there's a long wall, and I was sitting on there a number of years ago when my uncle was still alive. It's probably about 8 years ago. Sitting on this wall, just looking at the ocean, and this bird pooed on my head. Apparently, that's good luck. I haven't been lucky since, apart from being able to do this. A bird pooed on my head. Did the same thing happen to you, William? I hope so. I hope it went in your eye. I hope it went in your eye. Morning, William, who's in Sydney. Morning to Shania. Michael Lawrence. Good morning to Michael. Diane Jebb. Good morning to you. Ray Reynolds. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. I've got something funny to tell you later on. I've got something really funny, unless you know it already. Roxy. Good morning to Roxy. Morning, Chris Hunn. See you in the new year. Myself and team are going to King's Cross Pub. Oh, you're coming. You're coming, are you? You're coming to the karaoke. Don't come New Year's Eve, because I'm not there New Year's Eve. That's a Monday. After that, every Monday, except one in March. Not sure when that will be yet. Morning to John Brown. Why are you doing this, may I ask? Because I like it, John. Do you not like it? Turn it off. It's as simple as that. Good morning to Mark Connor. Good day, mate. It's £10 Pommy from Australia, who is in the Australian... Wonderful Australia. I love Australia. I really do. Paul and Lou are there in Birmingham. Good morning to you two. Paul and Lou's New Year's resolution will be to watch less YouTube videos. But not mine, dear. You must continue to watch mine, dear. How rude are you? Morning to Chris Manzar, and that's everyone. Mark says, seagull poo, that's good, apparently. Yeah, it is. Apparently, it's good luck to be pooed on by a seagull. Did you know that? Unless you've got your mouth open, of course. Oh, that must be... I bet that happens, you know. You'd be like that, wouldn't you? John says, OK, I thought there was a purpose. Yeah, there is a purpose, John. We're sitting here talking to each other. That's the purpose. It's 4 a.m. for Eric in Texas. Oh, you've got Dallas there, haven't you? Only the best TV programme of all time. I met Linda Gray, you know. I met Sue Ellen from Dallas. Thank you very much, about 4 years ago. Thank you very much. All righty. So let me tell you about my day yesterday. Oh, any text messages coming through on the text phone? Yes, Simon Keen's there, who says, Gemma Collins is going on Dancing on Ice. And she says she can replicate the success of Torval and Dean. What, both of them? You mean she's going to play both parts at the same time? Fat cow. Why do we have to have her on the telly? She's such an untalented, boring, nasty person. You can't get away from her. And she's on the telly all the time. Outrageous, it really is. Simon says she'll be lucky to replicate that. She's the one Robbie Williams... She's the one Robbie Williams video. Thank you, Simon. Good morning to you. And I'm sure Maureen's there as well. I haven't heard from Maureen yet. So that's good. Okay, Chris Manzar got pooed on at his honeymoon in Disneyland. Did you really? Oh dear. And you've been married ever since. So perhaps that is good luck. Perhaps that is good luck. There we are. Hello to Tina Fink. Good morning to Tina, who's in New York, USA, where the sky turned blue, didn't it, last night? The skies turned blue. It was over all the news stories on the television this morning. When I got up, I do like to have a look at the news. And the New York skyline was bright blue. Apparently they're telling people, a transformer has blown up and it's turned the entire sky blue. And this is supposed to be nighttime, but it's bright blue. And people were coming out and filming it and all that. Aliens are coming. I reckon it is aliens, probably. I think, Tina, I'm a bit concerned, Tina, that this may be the last time we ever see... I know it's the first time here watching the show, but I think this is possibly going to be the last time we ever see you. I think you may be about to be sucked up by an alien spaceship. You know, you'll be walking down to Publix, one of your supermarkets there or something like that, and suddenly there'll be this beam of light and you'll be taken into the spaceship and to another planet without Donald Trump. Terrible. Good luck, Tina. Watch out above you. If there's any bright lights above you, run into the Empire State Building quickly. You may be protected in there. But stay on the ground floor. Don't go up to the top. That's the easiest place to pluck you off with a spaceship, wouldn't it, eh? Be very careful, Tina. All right, my love. Chris has been married for 18 years. Well, there's no prize. There's no prize, Chris. Why are you telling me that? There isn't a prize for the person who's been married the longest. I was married once. 9 months. It's good, isn't it? 9 months. Tina reckons it would be awesome to be sucked up by a spaceship. I think so as well, Tina. The only thing is, they might eat you. You know, you don't know that. They might be friendly. It might be, oh, hello, Tina. We're from the planet Zog. You know, I'm very pleased to meet you. I'm like that. And we're really pleased to meet you. We want to be your friends. Or you may be sucked up and immediately thrown in an oven and roasted and eaten by the aliens. You know, bit of a toss-up, really. What's going to happen, isn't it? Eh? You've got to be called. Got to be called. Mark says that American bird pooing on him would have been a gangster bird. I don't know what a gangster bird, or gangster bird more like. Gangster, is that what you mean, gangster? Anyway, let me tell you about my day. I've had a lovely breakfast this morning. Do you remember I was telling you I'm a little bit fed up with the overnight oats? You know, that's yogurt, oats, blueberries, layered like that, sort of 3 times. Well, I've been having this for about 2 years, and last week or so I'm fed up eating this. So I've had a Slimmer's World breakfast this morning. Would you like to know what a Slimmer's World breakfast is? Okay, I've had 3 Linda McCartney vegetarian sausages, and they're really nice. Don't be doing the whole, oh, I'm not vegetarian. Please try them. They're really, really nice. 3 Linda McCartney sausages. I've had a whole tin of not Cross and Blackwell. It doesn't matter. I've had a whole tin of baked beans, not the bush ones. Look what I've got, Tina. Someone sent me these. Look, from the American States. Oh, yes. I've only got one. This is being saved for a special occasion. Yes. No, I'm not sharing them. We don't share food, dear. It's like when you're walking down the road with a packet of fries or chips. You say to your mate, do you want some chips? Oh, no, I just have one of you. No, I'll buy you some. Do you want a bag of chips? No, I just have one of yours. You're not having one of mine. No, I'll buy you a bag of... Well, I don't want a bag of chips. Can I just... No, you can't have one of mine. Go away. We don't share baked beans either. Thank you. Special occasion, therefore. So I've had my Linda McCartney sausages, 3 of those, a whole tin of baked beans, Branson, that's it, Branson baked beans. I've had two kind of fried eggs, or not quite fried, I'll tell you in a minute. 2 fried eggs and some mushrooms. Yum, yum. And I sat there and ate up. We're allowed to have that on the Slimming World plan. And if you have that every morning, that helps you lose weight. Now, when I say fried, I don't mean in oil. You've got that spray light. About 4 sprays in the bottom of the pan. Lovely. Well, I've had that this morning, and I don't think I'm going to want lunch later on, to be honest. Very, very nice indeed. So that was my breakfast this morning. And came in here. So there we are. Now, I can't believe how gullible people are. And this has made me wonder with newspapers and politicians. Poor Shania hasn't had breakfast yet. Have you, Shania? Go and do something. Go and get your breakfast and come back, dear. You can pause me if you want to. Pause. Pause. You can pause me if you want to and come back. Bring your breakfast and get it in front of your little telly or computer or your phone, whatever you're watching this on. Anyway, I can't believe people are so gullible. And I'm going to come to that in a minute because I did a little bit of a joke yesterday. I mean, to me, it was obvious it was a joke. But people see what they want to see. Or they don't pay full attention. I don't know if this is to do with the whole internet thing or reading stuff or something like that. But people only see the bit they want to see. And I'm going to come to that through this story, okay? So yesterday, after we finished the show yesterday morning, I went out to meet up with my niece and her family, and we were going to see a pantomime at Skegness. Oh, I've got look what I brought up here with me, Ray. My Skegness picture. That will be going up here at some point. Don't know when. My Skegness picture. So I met up with my niece and the family to go to Skegness. Cinderella we were going to see. So we set off about 11:15 in the morning, and we're in the car. Not my car, my what do you call him? My niece's husband. So that would be my nephew-in-law. My nephew-in-law. Must be, mustn't it, eh? My nephew-in-law was driving the car because he's got like a big, like a minibus type thing. And off we're driving away, and we're going through the beautiful countryside here in Lincolnshire. And we started singing. Now, I haven't got the video here of us singing, but if you want to look at it, it's on my Facebook. Go to my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK after the show, and you'll be able to see all of us, including our two delightful children. She's got 3 children, but there was only 2 coming to the pantomime with this. That's George and Emily. And we are singing Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Da, da, da. He's not too well, is he? In the head, I think he's got a little bit of is it dementia or something like that? But he's still performing at the moment, isn't he? Very well as well. So we were singing Neil Diamond in the car. That was great fun. That was. Sweet Caroline. And can you do that one? I might do it. Who's going to do that at the karaoke tonight? Someone needs to do that tonight at the karaoke. So we're singing that. Got to Skegness. We found a place to park for free. No car park payments, I'm pleased to say. Thank you. And we first had lunch at a place called the Trawlers Catch. I have at last remembered the name of the restaurant that we always go to in Skegness. Now, usually it's myself, my sister and my brother-in-law that goes there. We generally go to Skegness once a week, okay? And we go at night time. We usually get there around about 6:30, sometimes a little bit later, 7 o'clock. And the first thing we do is we go up the stairs into this fish and chip restaurant called the Trawlers Catch. And it's nice. It's not expensive. And they give you decent-sized portions. Don't you hate it when you go somewhere and, you know, the food comes out? Well, where is it? I've been in places where they must count the bloody chips out. The best example of that I can give is the chain... the chain something... The something chain or something... It's in Boston, the chain something in Boston, where and I counted 6 chips. 6 or 8 chips on the plate. And I said, well, where's the rest of the chip? Well, that's a portion. That's the answer you get. That's a portion. The customer service in this country, if you're in America watching this, I'm telling you, a lot of the customer service in this country is absolutely dire. You wouldn't get that in the States. Eat what you want, mate. There you go. Pay one fee, eat what you want. That's how it is in America. Not in here. Depends where you go, you see. But in this particular place, you're never hungry. So I have large chips and baked beans. That's what I have. Oh, and yesterday I had something rather delightful. A pineapple fritter. Oh, so yummy. Have you ever had a pineapple fritter? It's like a spam fritter, but pineapple. Like a bit of fish done in batter, but it's pineapple. Oh, it's so nice. So I had that. I can't remember what my niece and the children had, but we all had that. And I had mine. And then everyone leaves food. I hate food being left. I can't stand it. I never leave food on the plate or in a box or however it's come. My niece has got a little pile of chips on her plate, so they came over to me. Then I had the kids' chips that they didn't want to eat as well. We can't be throwing food away, dear. You know, that potato has had to be grown in the ground. Someone has had to go out and pluck it out of the ground. Someone's had to chop it up. Someone's had to cook it. Someone's had to put it on the plate, and you've thrown it back in the bin. Well, what was the point of that then? Don't have lunch. Please finish your food, gang. Rude not to finish food. It's like some of these people that go to the Toby Carvery. Have you been to one of those? Eh? And they got this plate. And the Toby Carvery, if you're a meat eater, I'm vegetarian, but if you're a meat eater, you get so many bits of meat. I think 3 bits of meat, different things. And they get put on your plate, and then you can load on as much vegetables as you want. And you can go back. If you're still hungry, you can go back. I usually go back for a second helping of roast potatoes. Oh, yes. But that's okay. Other people are there and they pile this plate up. I mean, they pile it up. And then and they get halfway through, I can't eat anymore. And then they push it, and there's all this food on the plates. Disgusting. How disgusting are you to have wasted all that food when there's starving people in certain parts of London who would be grateful of that food? Eh? So we've had sorry, we've had our chips. We come out of the trawler's catch and we go down the stairs and we go next door to the arcade. Oh yes, we had a little bit of time to spare. So I gave the children a whole pound each. Both of them. 2 whole pounds left. Mind you, I had a bit of spare cash in my pocket now because, unfortunately, my niece got her money out before I could to pay for the lunch. Oh, what a shame. I said, I'll pay for this. She said, no, I'll get it. And she handed over the money. And then as we sat down, I said, I would have got that. She said, oh, yeah, we know that one. Fumbling around in your wallet while someone else is paying for it. She sussed me down to the ground. So I had a bit of extra cash in my pocket. So I give the children a pound each and they went on the machines. Now, they've changed the method at how they play these machines. They like the ones where you roll the coin down that little thing, that little slide thing. You put a coin in, it rolls down, and there's those other things on the top going like that, aren't they? Like going like that. And they're pushing the coins on the top onto the ones at the bottom, and if you're lucky, then that gets pushed off and coins drop into that little thing, or a small prize, perhaps like a lollipop or something like that. So, the last time I played with them, they had their little pot of 2p coins, right? And they would take a 2p coin out, put it in a thing, and watch it roll down. No, not anymore. Now, they're loading up 5 2p pieces on there and going like that. They're all going down. And they're not timing it. They're not timing it. So, you know, you've got to time it so that when the thing's back like that, then you push your coin in. So when it goes like that, it falls at the back of all the other coins and pushes them in. But they're not doing that. So I tried to instruct them by doing that. It was then I realised that they were putting in 5 at a time. You know, they put these 5 coins on like that and they'd all go down there. Well, of course, it's not going to last as long. So the pound I gave them, right, that was all over in the space of a couple of minutes. That used to last for half an hour, that. A whole pound in 2p put in the space of a few minutes. I couldn't believe it. So me being the nice uncle that I am, I gave them another pound each. At which point, great nephew George took it to the machine and changed it for 2p pieces. Emily, unfortunately, put the pound in instead of changing it for 2p pieces. And I didn't think that slot would allow a pound to go down, but it does. So of course she's lost the whole pound in the space of about half a second. I thought, where's that pound gone? And I looked in the thing, and there's a pound there. I said, oh, Tracy, she's put a pound in there. And I looked at Tracy, and we looked at each other and laughed. And Tracy went to the machine and got us some more 2p's. So they're now getting rid of that pound a lot quicker because they've changed the method in which they put it in the machine. Not me, absolutely not. Do you know, I can manage to make a pound worth of 2p pieces go for weeks in those machines. You know, I'll go round to that machine over there, have a little walk around, you know. I'll get 1 2p out, put it in there, watch it go down. Oh, okay. Then I might go to another machine, put another one in there. I can be there for hours with £1. Marvellous, isn't it? Arcade machine. So we finished in there, and then we went into the theatre. Now, the other thing I bought out, one of the things I got from Christmas from my brother-in-law and sister was a fart machine. Now, I haven't got it with me here, but it's like a remote control thing. It's a little plastic box. And the remote control, you turn it on, you push the button on the remote, and it goes, and it different sort of, like that. Well, great nephew George had the button, and great niece Emily had the little device that makes the farting noises in her little pink bag. What we did, we got her to stand next to people in the queue, waiting to go into the theatre, and George would push the button and she'd get the fart noise come out, and people would look around. Oh, so funny, so absolutely hilarious. So we spent some time doing that. We, my niece picked up the tickets. It wasn't bad, actually. It was me, my niece, her husband, and 2 children. £70. I thought that was quite reasonable, actually. £70 for that. So we went into it was the Embassy Theatre in Skegness, which is right on the seafront, and got in there. I have to say the sweet prices were very reasonable. It wasn't like a cinema. You know when you go to a cinema and you buy a packet of sweets and they're like £5 or something ridiculous like that? No, not in there. They were quite reasonable. Maybe £1, £1.50 for a whole packet of sweets, which I thought was all right. So we've gone into the theatre, went in there, and I have to say, the theatre was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I'm not quite sure how big I expected it to be. I expected it to be like a London theatre, you know, with stalls, circle, grand circle, you know, like layered up like that. Not really, no. It was more like just one lot going up like that. So the theatre a lot smaller than I thought it would be, but it was very good. And the show started. Fantastic production, actually. Really, really good production. The lighting was good. The sound, the microphones were a bit low, I thought. There wasn't, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it, but the sound didn't sound quite right to me. There were certainly times where they were singing the songs and the music was drowning out the microphones. I did notice that in there. They came across as sounding, dare I say, cheap microphones. I'm sure they weren't. But the microphones actually sounded cheap. I've been down to the West End and seen shows there, and you can perfectly hear the sound and the music and everything. And there was not much depth to the microphones. You know what I mean by depth? Not much bass on the microphone. So I don't know if that's just how it is in there, perhaps. But it was good. I found my seat was I was uncomfortable in my seat. I was quite uncomfortable in my seat. And I have had this in theatres in London. I went to see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert once, and we were at the top, not at the top, but in the circle or the grand circle, one of the two. And we was at the front, and my legs were jammed up against this bit of concrete in front of me, and I felt incredibly uncomfortable, like being in an economy seat on a plane, something like that, you know. Not good. So that happened, and then we got an ice cream. Half time we got an ice cream. They were all there, of course, on the stage. You had the 2 ugly sisters, the evil mother, the fairy godmother, Buttons and Cinderella, and of course the handsome prince. And my God, was he handsome, ladies? Oh, he was gorgeous, this prince. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's something coming up here about the prince and me. I'm going to tell you in a moment, okay? I'll tell you in a moment. So we had the ice creams. They were reasonably priced. Then we went out and bought a couple of drinks. A cup of tea for me, small, which wasn't even made with boiling water, so it tasted rank, horrible. Please make sure the water's boiling if you're going to make tea. So I had a cup of tea. My niece had a Coke. £4.60 or £4.80 for those two. I thought that was a bit steep. But there you go. You know, where else can you buy a drink unless you take a flask in? I used to do that at the cinema, you know. I'd take in a flask of tea and banana sandwiches. Honest. That is exactly what I used to do. So the show came back on, and it carried on, and it was great. You know, they were doing all the usual shouting bits, and the children were shouting back at George, great nephew George. He was really into it. He was screaming at the stage. It was great. It was really, really great. Of course, if you're an adult, if you're in the UK and you've been to pantomime before, you know the story back to front and think, oh, right, I know what's happening next. But it's not about you. It's about the children. I had a fantastic time just watching them. I think I annoyed them at one point because I kept tapping them on the... I've got this habit of tapping people on the shoulder. My great nieces and grandnephews. So they're watching a show, and every now and again I put my arm across and tap the opposite shoulder so they think it's someone else. I think they got pissed off in the end for that. And they moved closer to my niece. Great Uncle Chris got in trouble again. Oh, wow. And that was it. And we came out of there. And then we were doing photos. They were doing photos with the prince and princess, which was a lovely thing because I've not seen this done before. I mean, certainly not in the West End theatres I've not seen it done. But it's obviously something they do in Skegness. So they were having photos taken. Right, now here we go. Here we go. Oh, hang on, what have I done there? Did I just turn something down? Did I just turn something down? 1 second. Let me just move something here and just check. No, that's all right, isn't it? Okay, that's all right. All right, so after that, there's a little queue of people. What are they queuing for? Oh, they're having the photos taken. So I said to my niece, oh, I must have my photo taken with the prince, because I did thought he was quite dishy. He was quite dishy. It's got to be said. It was quite dishy. He was quite dishy. So the line's moving along. And I thought, well, I can't just go up and say, can I have my photo taken with you, Prince Charming? Can I? I mean, that just looks a bit odd. It does. So I managed to convince great nephew George to have his photo taken as well. Totally unaware, of course, of my underlying thoughts in my head. So we got to the front of the queue, and then great nephew George, he stood in between the prince and the princess, and I managed to be next to the prince. Now I'm going to show you this photo now that was taken last night of myself and Prince Charming at the Skegness Theatre. Here it comes. Right, there we go. Nice photo, don't you think? Isn't he gorgeous? I mean, I think he was probably thinking to himself how lucky he was to be standing next to me. Notice how we were kneeling down together and his arm is gently poised around my slim and tender waist. Okay? So that's me and Prince Charming there. Very, very nice. Right? So that's the picture there. Now, I'm going to come back to that picture a little bit later on. Don't go away. Had a pictures taken, got back in the car, and we stopped at Aldi on the way home. At this point, I'm really tired now because I usually have 2 hours sleep in the afternoon, and I hadn't had the sleep. So I'm really, really tired in the car now. I think I possibly dropped off at one point. But I couldn't go. I didn't want to go quite home. It went on a little bit longer than I thought. So it's now like about 6 o'clock. Got back to my sister's house at round about 6:15. And from there, I went straight to my nephew's house to see his children as well. Harry and Evie and Olivia. Because I hadn't seen them since Christmas Day. So I went to see them as well. And I had a nice time there. Again, early on when I got there and I sat down, I thought, oh, I'm really tired. And I literally had to sit there for a few moments and close my eyes and trying to build up a little bit of little bit more energy, so to speak. And then great nephew Harry came down with his brand new Nerf gun. Have you seen these Nerf guns? Plastic. They fire little sponge plasticky bullets. Well, he's got this massive thing now that they won in a competition. It's actually got cartridges on it. You know, you stick these cartridges up, bang, 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 and they do not hurt when they hit you. My God, it stung the top of my head. Terrible. So we had the Nerf guns out, and then we sang. I got them to sing "Sweet Caroline" as well. Once again, I videoed them singing "Sweet Caroline," and I've put that again up on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Chris Rea in the UK. So you'll see 2 videos. If you go below this post, I think below this one, and then there's a picture of me and Prince Charming, and then below that, you should find 2 videos. One of myself and my niece's and her husband's family, and then my nephew and his family. So 2 different videos there singing the same song. Okay. So I was there until about 10 o'clock. I left early-ish. Might have been even earlier than that. Might have been about 9:30 I left there. But I had a nice time, and I'm so glad I went to see them as well. Came back here to the caravan, done myself some dinner, and I watched Morecambe and Wise. The colourised Morecambe and Wise that they showed on Boxing Day, and it's very, very good. I'm amazed at how well colouring of old films works. It's really good. If you didn't see it, it's a half-hour show. Go on the BBC iPlayer and type in Morecambe and Wise. Not the Christmas 1971 show, which is also on there. I can't remember what it was called now. Just type in Morecambe and Wise, and I'm sure you'll find it there. And there should be a show uploaded. It was on BBC 2 on Boxing Night, I think. And it's very good. Very, very funny indeed. And it's got Michael Aspel in it as well. And I went to bed about 11:30. That was my day yesterday. And a very, very busy and enjoyable day it was as well. Right, let me go to some of your messages then. Let's have a look. Where are we now? Okay, let's go over to there. Good morning to Marcos. Good morning. Great to see you. Hope the boys had a good one. Good morning, Marcos. Welcome to our little show, Marcos. Shania's not so keen at breakfast when I'm not at work. Oh, no, you should have breakfast, Shania. Apparently, it was in the paper the other day that people who don't have breakfast are more prone to getting one of the diabetes types. I don't know if it's 1, 2 or 3, but yeah, that's true. Was in the paper the other day, my darling, okay? Have you ever met Lad Baby? I'm not sure if you guys are in the same area, but I think I would want to go to UK. You all seem happy and fun. Oh, no, not really, Tina. There's a lot of miserable bastards out here, just as there are in the States, believe me. They get even more miserable when certain things happen, like they missed out. They think they missed their turn at the karaoke. They get really upset then. Good morning to Adam. Morning, Adam. Hello to John, who is doing his yearly clean out of his desk, and Natalie, who is busy on the phones. Good morning to you two. Lots of love from Adam, one of your very hard workers. I'm surprised, Adam, you've got even time to send that message as you're working hard all the time, old boy. All right. Katie's mum would make banana fritters with lemon. Oh, now that sounds nice, Katie. Banana fritters with lemon. Oh, yes, I like the sound of that. Good morning to Anne Parry. Morning, Anne. Katie, did you get the chance to see The Lion King? Yes, indeed, I did. I saw that some years ago. In fact, it was a friend of mine from New York who took me to see it. In London. She came over from London. Her name was Suko. And I kind of lost contact with her, but she was an absolutely delightful lady. And she used to do her own little chat show as well on the radio as well. So there we are. Morning to Gary Butler. Oh, Gary, I've got something for you. Is this any good to you, Gary? Look, I'm so glad you're there. Look, I've got this. Oh, it's old. Okay, and this is I found this very slow. It's no good to me. An old Hawaii. I can't say that word. Hawaii. Is that how you say it? Huawei. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? That's how you say it. Who are we? Who are we? I don't know who we are. Who are we? Do you want this, Gary? Tablet. You can have this. I've redone it to factory settings if you want it. It's yours, okay? Someone gave me this some time ago, but I don't require it. Not required by me. So if you want that, that's yours, okay? Morning to Robert Lunn on the YouTube. Thank you very much, Robert. Not quite finished yet, old boy. Are you just talking to each other, people there? Let me have a little look. Scrolling up there. Don't like to miss anyone out. There we are. Excellent. That's it. Excellent. Right, and good morning to Maureen, who joins us. Maureen, you're a little bit late this morning, aren't you, Lauren? Morning, Maureen. Not sure if I'll be able to go to karaoke tonight as my daughter is still here. We could always bring her along. Bring her along, but if not, don't worry, Maureen. I'll see you next week, my love, okay? And we keep contact on here anyway, don't we, Maureen? So if I see you tonight, all well and good. If not, you enjoy your night in with your daughter. All right? Right, now let's go back to this picture here. I want to show you this picture again, right? Okay? That's me and Prince Charming from Skegness Theatre. That was taken last night. Now, what I done here was zoom in on a larger picture of me and George. And of course on the end there would have been the princess. But I've zoomed those two out, so it just looks like it's me and him. And last night, good morning, Sarajit. Morning, Sarajit. Well, you can have this. If it's no good, Gary, if it's no good, then do what you will with it. I don't want it anymore, okay? I don't want it anymore. So you have this Hawaii. As I say, I found it very, very slow. You may find the same, okay? But do what you will with it, okay? He's bought a new Huawei phone this morning. Now, apparently, they're the better phones at the moment. I did think of going from Apple to Android, but a lot of people have done that and have real trouble getting to learn a new operating system. That's the trouble. Right, back to the photo then. Back to the photo then. Do you want to see it again? I know you want to see it again. There it is. I want to see it again. Look how happy we are together. And I put that on Facebook, just like that. And I said, I'd like to announce my engagement. And that's all I did. Now, I can't believe the amount of people that thought I was being serious. Now, you know me. I'm not a serious person. Serious is for boring people. For Corbynists. They're far too serious. For people who want to change things all the time. That's for serious. I'm not a serious person. I like to live life as a laugh. But there were so many people sending me congratulations yesterday. I'm so happy you found someone and all that. Now take another look at him. Right, number one, do you not think that the costume, the outfit he's wearing, kind of gives it away a little bit? Right? I had, together with this, put on many other pictures of what we'd be doing yesterday. And they were at various positions, well, actually, they would have been directly below that post. Pictures of Skegness, where we'd been out. The little videos of us singing as we went down there. But no one saw that. All they saw was the picture at the top of me and this bloke. And the headline, I'd like to announce my engagement. That's all they saw. And the amount of congratulations that I got there. And I'm thinking to myself, no one reads anything else. They only see that bit. Which got me also to thinking, how many of the newspapers and all that, there's a bit of cotton on there. What's that bit? Just a minute. How annoying is that? There's a bit of cotton there. A bit of cotton there. I wonder how many times the newspapers, how easy it is for the newspapers or indeed other people on Facebook to put a picture up there and the right headline, and automatically you believe it without looking into it or doing anything about it. You automatically believe it. And I was astounded. And my phone started ringing. A friend of mine, Tom Edwards, sent me a a private message saying you've set the internet. Before I checked back, I was watching Morecambe and Wise at the time. I just picked up the phone when I got my cup of tea. There was a message from Tom Edwards. He says you've set the internet alight. Congratulations. Even he believed it. People just saw that photo and the headline. Congratulations, Chris. I'm very happy for you. Well, thank you for your happiness, but it's not real. I mean, I should have saved that for April Fools or something like that, shouldn't I? April the 1st. But there you go. So it just goes to show you, but just simply by putting a picture up there and some sort of headline, you can get people to believe anything you want them to believe. I mean, a little bit later on, I might put up, you know, like a picture of a coffin and like what are those called? Those little death cards, you know, that you get in church. What are they? Well, you got the picture of the person and saying, you know, Mark, John, rest in peace and all that bit, and like today's date on it, and see how much reaction that gets. Eh? I was astounded to how many people actually thought that I'd started going out with that Prince. I don't think he's even gay, to be honest. I'm sure he's not. He doesn't come across as gay on the stage. Certainly comes across as big butch. He comes across as a dilf. Sorry, as a nice young man. And the other thing is, I mean, look at him and look at me. I mean, money would have to change hands, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Look at him and look at me. Money would have to change hands, you know. I mean, it would. Money would have to change hands. He'd have to pay me a lot of money to go out with him. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Stop it now. Stop it. Shania prefers Apple phones to Android. Yes, Shania, I've been on Apple, I suppose, about 8 years now. And to actually go onto it, and that was at the time, I think there was only like non-smartphones and Apple. There wasn't an Android. And then Android came along. So I've never been on Android. I think you get too used to a system to be able to change after a while. I really do. However, my nephew Gary has made the jump. Whether he's got his phone yet now, I don't know. But he's certainly having it delivered today. And he's moving from Apple to Android, to a Huawei. That's supposed to be the best phone at the moment, the Huawei one. So we'll see how he gets on with that. Be very interested to see that. Right, good morning to Martin Edwards. Morning, Martin. All well here, Martin, young man. And Johnny Key, when I posted a picture of me with Sue Pollard, I joked we were off to Crimpton-on-Sea and get lots of messages wishing us well and asking me to pass on personal messages to her. See? See, that's all you've got to do. I mean, I didn't do it to fool anyone. I just did it as I would never, ever specifically go out to fool anyone. I mean, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I'd just put it up as a little bit of a joke. And then all these people, there were like 60 or 70 messages of congratulations. If you actually look at the title, it says, you know, congrats, I'd like to announce our engagement. And then 2 laughing faces next to it that I put. I mean, isn't that obvious? Oh, I don't know, dear. Shania got the joke straight away. Of course you did. Katie's got an Apple tablet. Yeah, I got an Apple tablet. This is a mini iPad. It's about a year old now, this one. Johnny Key, can we see the princess? Oh, you don't want to see the princess. I haven't got her loaded on there. Sorry, Johnny. Have a look at my my wall. There is a picture on my wall of the princess and the children and that we took out yesterday. Okay, good. All righty, what's the time? Let's do today's birthdays. It's birthday time. I don't think I've got any time for news stories today, have we? No, because it's a Friday and I'm a bit pushed for time on Fridays. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 28th of December 2018. Just 3 birthdays today. Kenney Braithwaite. Good morning, Kenney. A young 62 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Kenney. Matt Adams' birthday today. Happy birthday, Matt. And Stephen Vavrick is 40 years old today. So happy birthday to Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kenny, Matt, and Stephen. Happy birthday to you. Oh, oh, oh. All right, enjoy your birthdays. If you're wondering how people's birthdays come up, if you are a Facebook friend, okay, then they come, and you've got your birthday set, they do come up automatically. That's how I know birthdays are. Sometimes people are on Facebook and they do watch this show, and the next day they say, you didn't read my birthday, and I go back and I look, and they haven't got their birthday set. So if it doesn't come up in that list of, you know, birthdays, that if you've got your birthday set and you've got that little thing ticked that says, you know, show your birthday or your age, if you've got the bit ticked where it says do not show your age or birthday, it may not come up. That's slightly wrong, that is. You can have your birthday showing and not your age, so that's fine. That should come up, okay? But if you don't have your birthday set and no one tells me, I don't know. So that's just how it is. All right. Okay. Look, Jason Shaw here. Look, Jason. Jason, congratulations on your engagement. And Reese, Dean says about time. There is no engagement, boys. Have a look down the list. There was no engagement. There was no engagement, young Reese. It's just a joke. That is Prince Charming from the Skegness production of Cinderella. Oh, yes. My favourite character in that was the ugly mother. Well, she wasn't really ugly. She was just old. A little bit like myself, Reese. Old. We're all old. All righty, going to leave it there, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much. Now, tonight, it's Friday night, so at 4 o'clock, I shall be jumping into my car and tearing down to London at trans-warp speeds to Central Station, where I'll be hosting karaoke on this Friday. Now, just to let you know, I'm not there on Monday because it's New Year's Eve Monday, and I'm not there. Okay, they did ask me if I wanted to DJ on the New Year's Eve, but I really didn't want to do that. I don't just do DJing anymore. To be honest, I'm doing myself out of a lot of money here because there is many places now looking for a New Year's Eve DJ. Oh, you want to see the money that's been thrown around? £600-700 for about 4 hours work, because they're desperate now and they're getting closer and closer to that date and they don't have a DJ. But it's just not my thing anymore. I would be so bored. I know that sounds mad, but I DJ'd for like 37 years and I'm bored to tears with it. I love karaoke. If they decided to stick with the karaoke for the Monday, I probably would have done it, to be honest. Probably for just normal money, to be honest. But they didn't. And I can understand that. You know, most venues, they have a DJ, and some people, they have a show on. They have a show on Central Station on Monday night. Kelly and Jason will be singing. So I won't be working New Year's Eve, all right? However, it is on tonight. So Friday night karaoke, if you're anywhere in North London, I'll be at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, hosting karaoke tonight from 8:30 p.m. All right, Reese got it. Oh, I'm glad you got it, Reese. Love you, boys, all right? Love you, boys. You must invite me round to your little house at some point, dear. Have a little bit of afternoon tea. Now, where did we go the other day? Oh, God, it's where Meghan Markle had her night before she got married. Clevedon House. Have you been to Clevedon House? I bet our Lord will know that one. Our Lord will know Clevedon House. Get him to take you there if you haven't been there already, Reese, all right? Make sure he pays. All right, Adam, have you seen the story on not changing the clocks back and forward? Yes, I have seen that this morning. I have seen that. The Europeans want us to stop making the clocks go backwards and forwards. Yeah, I'll go along with that, but I think it should be stuck at Greenwich Mean Time, not British Summer Time. So the time zone we're in now, I think we should keep that at all times. Absolutely. I do think so. Something to do with the Europeans wanting us to change, as usual, innit? Ha! Not for much longer, boys. Not for much longer. That's it today, gang. Thanks ever so much for joining us. I hope to be with you tomorrow morning sort of run about 9:30. I can never promise you, I can never get you 100% guarantee of when I'm here and when I'm not here. Make sure you have your little notification things set, or your subscription button, which will tell you when and when not a show is on. Okay, as soon as I start doing a show, you get like those of you that are new to the show, I know we've got a lot of new people here today, you get a 5-minute introduction. When I switch on, there's like a 5-minute film, depending on where I am. Up here, it's like all river and stuff like that. And then when I'm down in Berkshire, which is tomorrow, it's a bit more sort of built up around there. You get a 5-minute intro video. And the whole idea is that people can join us before we actually start. Otherwise, I could sit here for 10 minutes talking and there'd be no one there. You know, what would be the point of that? be like people that watch Coronation Street, wouldn't it? And that's how it all works. Have a lovely Friday, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.